So today I'm going to talk about getting life insurance for somebody who's been diagnosed with dementia. And when I say life insurance, that can mean burial insurance, cremation insurance, final expense insurance, and yes, of course, life insurance. Now, the challenge with getting this type of insurance for somebody who has dementia or who's just been diagnosed with dementia is the insurance companies do not look at dementia clients very favorably. And the reason is that dementia is a progressive disease. Dementia, very, very rarely would you get dementia and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to live another 20, 30 years. It'll just remain static, which can happen with many other health conditions, high blood pressure, cholesterol stuff. You can be diagnosed with those things. And as long as you're on medications, things are just A-okay. In fact, the insurance companies welcome folks with well-controlled high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, bunch of other health or medical issues as well. The problem, again, with dementia is that it's progressive. It gets worse, and typically dementia, deaths resulting from dementia occur sooner rather than later. So almost all the insurance companies out there are going to ask health questions and want to know about any diagnosis of dementia. Now, alternatively, there's other policies out there that have 2-year waiting periods. And everybody goes, oh, I don't want a 2-year waiting period. Well, that's understandable, especially with somebody who's got dementia, who there's a high likelihood they may not live 2 years. The reason people can qualify for those 2-year waiting periods type policies is they don't ask any health questions. So technically, somebody could be in hospice and going to possibly die in the next 7 to 10 days, and one of those plans would accept them. No questions asked. The only problem is they're not going to pay out a penny for any health or medical related cause of death. And for somebody that's in hospice, and alternatively, for somebody who's got dementia, we want insurance that will cover from the very first day, not with a 2-year waiting period. So it is so important to get this insurance before you need it, before you're diagnosed with dementia. And we just see this all the time at Funeral Funds of America, where somebody will call for somebody who's just been diagnosed with dementia. And sometimes we'll get calls from people who have dementia and they go, well, I've just been diagnosed. It's really light. It's not a big deal. Well, it's not a big deal yet. It's going to become a big deal at some point. So, the insurance options are just very, very limited for folks who have been diagnosed with dementia. So as we mentioned, we specialize in first day coverage here at Funeral Funds. If there was a company in the entirety of the United States that accepted people with dementia for first day coverage, we would work with them. But there's not a single company in the entire nation that will accept you for first day coverage or benefits if you've been diagnosed with dementia or if you're on any dementia or memory aid type medications. So that leaves you with the option of a 2-year waiting period. So let's talk about that a little bit. If you have just been diagnosed with dementia or somebody you know has just been diagnosed with dementia, then a 2-year waiting period policy may make sense because we don't know how long, death is away. We don't know how fast the dementia will progress. So in the early stages, it's entirely possible that the insured person will live that 2 years and then it will pay out in full. Now, the other part of that is if somebody did die from a health or medical reason in that first 2 years, all the insurance companies out there offering those policies that are called guaranteed issue whole life insurance. Guaranteed issue means they'll issue that policy guaranteed, no questions asked. All of those policies out there in the first 2 years, if you die of a health or medical reason, will return all the premiums that you'd put in plus a certain percentage. Now that ranges with different insurance companies. Most of the companies out there, they will return all your premiums plus typically 7 to 10%. That's kind of the standard with the companies. Now, we don't do 2-year waiting periods here at Funeral Funds America. So we actually refer out to a company that has really terrific low pricing for the product. And they also return 30% of the premium. So 130% return of premium in the first 2 years. So if you wanted a referral, just reach out to us on that company and we can certainly help you out. The other thing with those guaranteed issue policies is that they pay out in full in the first 2 years if there's a death that results from an accidental cause of death. Now think about it. When we're getting in this insurance, we're not really so worried about the accidental portion because we know somebody's got dementia and we know the clock's kind of ticking on that. And we know that dementia is progressive and we know that in all likelihood, that's going to be the cause of death. But alternatively, if they were driving to the doctor, or somebody were driving them to the doctor and they were involved in an auto accident or maybe a slip or a trip or a fall or something like that, the guaranteed issue policy would pay out in full from the very first day. Just keep in mind that, we never know. We never know. If you think back of all the people you know and the family and friends and everything, how many people have died of just out of the blue accidents and how many people have died of health or medical reasons? Yeah, it's pretty much skewed towards the health or medical reasons. So that's why we'd be looking at getting the policies. Now, if somebody has advanced dementia and, they probably had it for a year or two, then we just don't really feel that the guaranteed issue policies make any sense at all. And we would just encourage you to talk with family and friends and try to figure out how you're all going to band together and get this paid for and just start planning in advance because we know that the clock is ticking and that day is going to come and we will lose those people that we love and care about. And we do want to provide, a dignified burial, cremation, whatever their final wishes are. So I guess in some situations, the way that we look at it, especially with dementia, is probably the best that can come out of that situation is to learn from other people's mistakes. Because everybody that has dementia at one point did not have dementia, and they would have qualified for the best plans out there. They would have qualified for the best coverage out there, but they didn't do it. They thought they would be okay tomorrow. And they had an awful lot of tomorrows that they were okay. And then out of the blue, they kind of kept forgetting, where's the car keys? Oh, it's in my hand. Where did I put that? Maybe they slip up on names. And people get concerned and then they take them to the doctor and the doctor goes, dementia. And once the doctor diagnoses and mentions that word, dementia, all your life insurance, burial insurance, cremation insurance, final expense insurance options, all of the best options go away. And you're left with guaranteed issue whole life insurance with the 2-year waiting period. So again, we don't have to make our own mistakes in this world. Sometimes other people make those mistakes and we can learn from them. And getting insurance before you're diagnosed with dementia or any other illness is always the best way to go. Because once you have the insurance, once you qualify for the insurance, your insurance can never be canceled. That's the beauty of it. So let's say that, you got your insurance today and 3 months from now, you were diagnosed with dementia. Well, as long as there's nothing on your medical record stating memory loss or any prescriptions or the doctor had mentioned anything, you're still going to be covered. You win. The insurance company potentially loses. That's just the way it goes. It's kind of like auto insurance that if you just bought a new $30,000 car and you decided, I don't want to insure it. I don't want to waste that money. And then you crashed your car, but you didn't have that insurance. And then you go, I better get some insurance. and you went to the insurance company and said, hey, I need some insurance right away. I just crashed my car. I'd be happy to pay you my first month premium right away. And then you can replace my $30,000 car. They would say, well, I'm sorry, we can't help you. You would have had to have this insurance before you crashed your car. You can't crash your car and then come to us and say, hey, I'll make a payment of, say, for example, $100, and then we'll put $30,000 out in your car. The insurance companies can't do that. They would go out of business in a heartbeat. Same type of situation with life insurance, burial insurance, cremation insurance, final expense insurance. So if you need this insurance and you desire, you want, you need, you absolutely have to have first day coverage, give us a call at Funeral Funds of America. That's what we specialize in. We help people just like you. So funeralfunds.com, funeral, FUNDS.com, or call us at 888-862-9456, and we'll help you get first day coverage or benefits. That's what we specialize in. You take care.